Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
And we begin at 5 with trouble at the border. Live pictures from Sky 4 over the Blue Water Bridge where a line of trucks stretches for miles this evening.
And trucks are lining up in Port Huron, all because of this. For the third straight day, protesters have managed to shut down the Ambassador Bridge crossing into Canada, and there's no signs of it ending any time soon. At her briefing today, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the president and the administration is very focused on what's being unfolding right now in our backyard.
Meantime, on the other side of the border, Windsor police and the mayor say they're trying to find a diplomatic solution with the people blocking the roads. We've got both border crossings covered tonight. Let's start with Sean Lay, live at the Ambassador Bridge with what's happening in Canada. Sean.
Devin, let's give everyone a live look here. This is the closed ramp to the Ambassador Bridge right behind me. Let's take a look now at the 5 o'clock hour at the bridge. How often does it ever look like this? Almost empty. However, truck traffic into the U.S. is moving very, very slowly coming into the U.S. You mentioned the Windsor mayor. He spoke today saying that he's getting calls from Windsor residents fed up with the protest, demanding they be removed. He says and explains why that's not going to happen.
And while it may be gratifying for some to see the forced removal of the demonstrators, such action may inflame the situation and certainly cause more folks to come here and add to the protest. And we don't want to risk additional conflict.
Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkins calls the truck protests peaceful, and forcibly removing them risks the safety of police, protesters, and the public.
But make no mistake, our community will not tolerate this level of disruption for long.
But what will it take to end the protest? Mickey Blashfield is a transportation consultant with 30 years of experience.
There's no single person to be able to negotiate. This is not a group that's issuing demands or anything like that. They're bringing attention to one specific issue, and that is lift the mandates, not pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine.
On this side of the Ambassador Bridge, Joe Madison is a veteran truck driver from Romulus. He knows that this slowdown of goods, food, auto parts, and medication will have a massive impact on all of us that we will feel.
It's going to eventually trickle down and back up, an economy that's already stressed.
And with trucks severely delayed in making key deliveries, here's why Canada closed the Ambassador Bridge on that side to trucks coming from the U.S.
It was the decision of Canada Customs because they have an obligation to protect the secure border area.
Back here live. Here's a good indicator of how long this may go. The mayor of Windsor is requesting now more police resources, preparing for what he's calling a protracted event. Also backups at the Blue Water Bridge. Nick Monticelli is there.
Why is there such a backup of semis trying to get to the Blue Water Bridge? There's a couple of different reasons why. The first one is because you just had so many trucks backlogged. All those trucks that were parked at the base of the Ambassador Bridge on Monday afternoon and Tuesday, all of those trucks had to find their way towards Canada, and this time they went through the Blue Water Bridge and get to Sarnia. The second reason is because of the bridge itself, the Blue Water. So the Ambassador Bridge, on average, does about 10,000 trucks every day. The Blue Water Bridge, about half of that, maybe 4,000 to 5,000 trucks. So the volume is not there. The infrastructure is not there. Not to mention, you have just 2 lanes, and you can see them here, 2 lanes heading towards those 4 security checkpoints. And while there are 4 checkpoints, that's just too much traffic to get through. You've got tens of thousands of trucks trying to get through, and not a whole lot of infrastructure to handle it. So will the backups ease just a little bit? Yes, they will once we catch up with everything that was created starting on Tuesday. But you're always going to have a line like this, again, because the Blue Water Bridge just can't handle the volume that the Ambassador Bridge can. We're in Port Huron. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Thank you for that update, Nick. Ahead on Local 4 News at 6, Tim Pamplin will have an update on the situation and what truckers stuck in the mess at the Blue Water Bridge have to say about it.
Well, for early February, I don't think we can complain about sun and 40-degree weather, right?
Not at all, but we could see a few flakes flying tonight, Paul.
We have quite a bit actually going on in the weather for the next 3 or 4 days, including a big temperature roller coaster. But right now, as you mentioned, it got plenty mild. And even though a cold front has come through and we're starting to see some slippage, we are still in the upper 30s to low 40s across the area. You see 41 over in Pontiac, 42 in Detroit, 38 though in Howell, as you see evidence of some of that cooler air coming on in. Still nothing to show you here on Storm Tracker 4. We're going to keep a close eye on this during the evening for any scattered snow showers. But through the overnight hours, temperatures only slowly falling into the mid-30s by midnight. There could be a couple of raindrops, but I think more of it will fall in the form of scattered snow showers. But then here's that, take a look, here's that big roller coaster. In fact, you know what this looks like to me? This looks like Shaun White winning the gold medal there. But anyhow, we'll talk about that and accumulating snow coming Friday morning. We'll do that in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Paul. A second man pleads guilty in the plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Wolverine Watchman member Caleb Franks of Waterford pleaded guilty today to conspiracy charges. FBI agents stepped in and arrested the group back in October of 2020. Franks joins Ty Garbin in admitting guilt in the scheme to kidnap the governor. Coming up tonight at 6, the key questions that Caleb Franks answered in court, shedding new light on the kidnapping plot.
Today, Mayor Duggan announced a plan to raise the minimum wage for Detroit city workers to $15 an hour. And with council's approval, it's going to go in place pretty quickly. Jason Colthorpe joins us now. Jason, any idea how many workers this is going to help?
About 270, Kim. But more importantly, the city thinks this will also help it retain talent that might be tempted to go elsewhere.
Coming out of bankruptcy, Detroit had about 1,000 employees out of 9,000 still making less than $15 an hour. Slowly, with the help of City Council, the city has whittled that down to 270 workers.
These are very valuable employees. You think about the folks working the rec center, they're watching our children every day to make them safe. You look at those folks standing out in all weather, moving traffic after sports events or coming out of rush hour. Those folks are really important. They deserve to be treated in this way. You go right down the list of who we've got, the lifeguards who are protecting lives at the public pools.
According to the mayor, about a dozen collective bargaining contracts had to be amended, but the hope is to have all employees at the $15 an hour minimum by July 1st.
Better wages will uplift families, enable the city to attract and retain better workers, and stimulate the local economy. It's a win for everyone.
But it will take an extra $1.3 million annually out of the budget, a price the city says is affordable.
Yeah, I think the budget reflects our morals, our values, and I think this is important to all of the council members.
And speaking of council, it still has to pass this, but obviously sounds pretty promising. They'll take it up here in the next few weeks and hope to have it in place by July 1st. Devin?
$74 billion. That's how much Governor Whitmer is proposing to spend on her budget for the next fiscal year. That is a big increase over last year, and she's looking to use a lot of the federal COVID relief dollars to increase funding on education and infrastructure. Business editor Rob Maloney live at the Capitol in Lansing. It also, Rod, includes targeted tax cuts.
Yeah, hi, Devin. We're here at the Capitol right now. We were with the governor at the Grand Ledge High School earlier because education being the major theme of her budget here. And, it's one of those situations where oftentimes you're going to see them very far apart because there isn't much money to be had. But there is actually a lot of money to be had, and yet still we're not seeing too much in the way of kumbaya here. The governor's plan offers some eye-popping spending, more than $18 billion for education, the biggest request, another $6 billion for infrastructure. She wants record per pupil funding to $9,100 a head, $435 more per child. She's also looking to spend more than $1.5 billion for educator retention bonuses and incentives, starting at $2,000, going up to $5,000 in later years.
It's a tough time to work in schools. Staff shortages, quarantine, increased trauma, and learning loss make their jobs even more difficult.
The governor also wants to repeal the senior pension tax, proposing a 4-year rollback, 25% a year, netting some seniors $1,000 annually by the end. She also wants to increase the state earned income tax credit up to 20% of the federal credit, meaning that eligible low-income taxpayers would get a possible $3,000 refund.
This is the budget that improves the quality of life for everyone in Michigan. This was driven by the people of Michigan, and it is responding to the moment that we are in.
Those last two targeted tax cuts in opposition to Republican legislators wanting across-the-board tax relief. House Budget Committee Chairman State Representative Thomas Albert of Lowell says the governor's proposal is just a bridge too far.
Now we know what would happen if the governor won the lottery. We have on our hands a good old-fashioned spending spree.
And so it's looking like we're going to have a good old-fashioned fight here in Lansing over the issues that the governor wants to see, what the legislature wants to see. Hey, it's a negotiation. We'll be keeping an eye on them throughout. Reporting live in Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
You sure will. All right, Rod. Let's turn to the coronavirus. The downward trend continues. The state reporting 7,527 new cases over the past two days. So the average at about 3,700 cases per day. 330 more deaths being reported. That includes 239 from a vital records review.
And the 7-day moving average shows just how quickly the number of new cases is falling. 3 Wednesdays ago, we were averaging 14,000 cases per day. Today, that number is a little less than 3,900.
Let's bring in Dr. Frank McGeorge to get a sense of what he's seeing in these numbers.
Yeah, Frank, this is definitely another positive sign.
Oh, yeah, Kim and Devin, absolutely. You know, every trend that I've seen has been very favorable. At my hospital, Henry Ford, daily numbers and positivity are consistently down. Statewide numbers on hospitalizations and ICU use for COVID is also down to levels that we have not seen since November. Now, the only thing that might slow down this current rate of decline is the gradual increase that we've seen in the more transmissible Omicron BA2. Now, right now, it's only causing about 4% of Omicron infections across the country, but it could still spread, particularly among people who were either not recently infected by BA1 or who are not boosted. But I'm frankly going to stay optimistic.
Okay, Dr. McGeorge, we appreciate it.